Hello, good evening and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. Now, plot maintenance and general running repairs are all part of the fun when you've got an allotment plot. Like we've got two allotment plots. We're very lucky with a central path going down the middle. But yeah, you've got to keep on top of it. And when you're working full time, you're working away as well. I was away for 12 days, if you don't remember. A couple of weeks ago, and it creeps up on you, those maintenance issues, the weeding especially, and the general running repairs. We're going to be doing a bit of that today. We're also going to be a bit more harvesting. We're going to be repairing the Brassica tent, the big one, the big long one, and a couple of the other ones. We're also going to be introducing the feed, natural organic feed, that we create on site with the stinging nettles. We're going to be diluting that. We're going to be adding it into the beds for the brassicas, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some good healthy juicy crops off that. But there's all sorts of bits and pieces going on up there today, so enjoy yourselves, sit back. You've got 25 minutes to kill, you'll be laughing, and yeah, hope you find it interesting, informative and enjoyable. Right, catch you in a bit, boys and girls. Let's go and see my brother up at the plots. I'll be low. So, continuing the theme of plot maintenance, I've still got a little bit of weeding to do. There he is, Magical Mick Derbyshire there, over there. I'm going to carry on pulling them up from here, the weeds, clear all this path, and also trim the hedges. I've got a battery hedge trimmer. It's bits and pieces of detritus like this, like these old compost bags, timber, that kind of thing. I'll just dump it temporarily, and then when I've dumped it temporarily, it tends to be more permanent. So we'll get rid of all that. Like I say, give these a shave all the way up to the top and around. Mick's actually lent us a trimmer, a battery trimmer. Excuse me. Of hay fever this morning, and it's a Ryobi one, this one, so I'll be using that, get the hedges all trimmed, continue to nitpick around to try and get rid of all of the weeds today, and jobs are good. But I want to get some brassicas out too. I've got some cauliflower and broccoli which I intend on putting in here and also in here, but there's some repair work to do as well on Bradley's cage, and I want to put a sort of ridge down here. Probably not with that. I'm probably going to get some 2x1 and do a ridge, because at winter time when all the snow was on it last year, it dropped it down, so it collapsed the roof, and I don't want that happening, so I'm going to get it done and give it that ridge support down there. But yeah, there's plenty more to go at today, boys and girls. Plenty more clearing out to do. Going to try and get those leeks in as well, because they're well past the time for going out. I can rescue them though, but yeah, things are not looking too clever in there. It's actually cool today, but it was getting really, really, really hot over the last couple of weeks. Those lettuces, I'm going to salvage that top bit where it's got the darker green, and salvage that, but the rest of it I'm going to bin off. It gets me every time. There's a spider that makes a web here. I've just put my head through that doorway and it's just covered me. I've got like a hairnet on now. Yeah, looking a bit shot at these, aren't they now? So they're probably ready for coming out. I'll take the remaining peas off. Yeah. Right, let's crack on. So let's trim these hedges back now, give them a good trim. I'll take it all the way up to the top. I want the privet to be, or the hedge to be, about less than 2 feet in width really. These are ideal for nesting spots for robins and other tweety birds. So we don't want to get rid of them, but we want to keep them nice and trim and neat and tidy. And that's what I'm going to be doing now, and continue on then to strip away the weeds at the top. You make it all presentable. I'm just trying out this Prezi I got for my birthday. My birthday was on the 10th of July. So a couple of weeks ago I got that. And this is alright, but it struggles a little bit. It's only a little one. But that one is an electric one that is mains powered. That's the only problem with that. It's not battery operated, but luckily for us, just follow the cable back. Move this out the bloody way. Luckily for us, we've got the cheeky hut, and the cheeky hut is all powered up by the old solar energy. So it's plugged in there to the inverter, which is run from the charge controller, which is powered by the solar panels on top. I'll show you them after. But yeah, we have actually got power on site, so I'm going to be using that big boy. You need 2 hands for it, so I can't film that, but it's certainly going to be a lot quicker. It's probably about 3 times quicker using that than using that. So all the way up there. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Okay. Winky wonky this dividing hedgeway, but there's not a lot I can do about that really. But it's had a good haircut. It's all been trimmed back. Plenty of space to manoeuvre. Now that's all out of the way. Excuse me. Bit more cleaning up and weeding, get rid of these bricks and crack on. A few more areas left. Here, down here, and there's a little bit more at the back there. That bindweed gets everywhere. It's got into my compost corral, as you can see there, as well as the horses' tails. C'est la vie. So all this is going to be cleared out. I'm going to get then inside the greenhouse. I'm going to get inside the polytunnels. A little bit more to clear up at the top end, but I can actually get round now. There's a hole in the fence there, look. Never mind, eh? Oh, and as well, I've had to do a bit of repair work because I cut through, schoolboy error this, cut through the actual cable on this. Just hooked myself up on a flaming screw there as well. It's all going wrong, isn't it? But yeah, I've spliced this. As long as you've got a craft knife, a thumbnail, and some Gorilla Tape, you can get yourself out of most situations. So I've repaired that. Yeah, so all of this is going to be cleared out. All of this stuff's going to be taken down to the front. The tubes that are there, the water tubes and netting, that's going to be used on one of the other beds. Yeah, just carry on. I'm going to carry on clearing. These are going to be sunken into the floor. These 2 barrels are going to be sunken in. Can get through. Yeah, it really doesn't. It really was overdue a good tidy up, this place. So there's still plenty to do, but the barrels are going to be hopefully sunken into the floor here, or cut down, and yeah, maybe cut them down. Place them underneath where I put the gutter on. I put one gutter on this side, down there, to catch the rainwater that comes off from the top. That's why I left that overhang, that lip overhang, so it'll come off and go into the gutter. But I'm going to put another one on this side, down here. Again, more weeding to do, more clearing to do. But we're getting there. I mean, I've chopped, like I say, I've given it a good haircut, the hedge. You're never stuck for a job on an allotment site. We're just in the lady farmer's greenhouse, and I spotted something hiding in the undergrowth. And it's that one. Another 14-incher there. All I'm going to do is twist, and off they come. Yeah, it's about a 14-incher that. Fantastic. Let's see how the the current leader's doing. Oh baby, yeah. That's an even bigger one, that one. Twist him off. It's taking a bit of twisting, that one. Well, I don't know though. It's got the girth. It's about the same size. Let's put them side by side. Yeah, not too much in difference there, lengthwise, but perfectly good cukes those. Another good set of cucumbers those. Good stuff. My little boys will be made up with those, and there's more coming, as you can see at the back. It's the gift that just keeps giving the cucumber plant. These tasty king cucumbers are coming on great. That one's only got a couple on it. He's just starting there at the back. A couple of little ones. That one's a little bit behind. And this end one. Yeah, but they are coming. The cukes are coming on, but not as vigorously as that one. And the end one. They're doing the best at the moment. Tomorrow I'm going to be feeding them and watering them. So stay tuned for that one. I'm going to get some water in there as well. These are drinking the water out of these trays. Basket of fire. They're really drinking it. These tomatoes, I'm going to take some tomatoes tonight. We can have some tomatoes with some cucumber. Those are the super sweet 100. Every time the lads come up, they nick a few off here. But there are quite a few for them to nick, to be fair. So I'm not too concerned about it. They're looking alright. This one's looking a bit better. But again, these are going to be fed. These will need a feed, because they've only actually had one feed in all their lives, these. And you can see that the leaves are starting to get affected through lack of nutrition. So tomorrow is the day for that. Although they're not being harmed too much, you know. They're, again, prolific. There's lots of tomatoes on them, which is great, isn't it? Along these vines. I have stemmed them out at the top. You can see there, so they don't grow any further. And hopefully the energy then will go into the tomatoes, and we'll just be harvesting for days on these. I think between those four plants we've got a good couple of 100 tomatoes, which is good. Alright, I'll just knock you off. Yeah, so these are stinging nettles. Hopefully you've got them in your area, but not too many of them obviously. But we're going to be taking those, and we're going to be creating, or what we did do is we did take those, chop them all up, put them into buckets, put a brick on top of them, put the lid back onto the bucket, and left it for about a month. And what happened at the end of that month is this. Now, you may need to crank up the volume for this next bit, because it does go a little bit quieter. Reason being, I don't have a remote mic at the moment. I'm thinking about investing in one that will do in real time the recording as a film, as a sort of film remotely. So when the camera's on the stand, I've got a little mic here, and it'll pick it up. But I don't have one at the moment. So for this bit and the bit, the parts that are to come, you might need to turn up the volume a little bit. So if you're on something like 70, I would crank it up to something like 85. Let's get back to the plots. Alright guys, now somebody mentioned the other day that nettle tea makes a good plant food, and they're right, they're not wrong. I forget who it was a guy, it was definitely a gentleman that said it. But here's some that we made earlier, right? So we've got some nettle tea, where we've got the stinging nettles, put them in the bucket. I'll just have to hold my nose for a second while I open this bucket, because it stinks. And already the green bottles are gathering. It smells like death. Right. If I take this secure lid off, if I can. Oh yeah. Right. Festival toilet smells like that. I'm hoping you don't get blown over by the breeze here, but there's a bucket full of it, and that's been in there for a couple of months. I've got my sieve into this other bucket, this handle bucket, so I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want to get this on me. But this will sieve out all of the chunks that remain. As I say, I weighted it down with a brick. Oh, so that's half brick. It smells this though, guys. It smells like poo. That doesn't go to waste, right? So the detritus that's left behind doesn't go to waste. That goes into the compost, or you can dig it into your beds if you want to. You can do that with it, but that's going to take out all of the lumpy bumpy bits, and all that we're left with then is the liquor that's been gathered from that. Now this was started on if you can see that, nettle tea, 21st of the 5th 2021. So that's been in there for close to 9 weeks now, and it's for brassicas, 1 part in 10. See, so anybody that picks it up, if I'm not on the plots, but we need to feed the brassicas, there's a bit of an instruction for them, 1 part to 10. So if it's a 10 litre watering can, simple maths, isn't it? 1 litre to 9 litres. Okay. So that's going to be thrown into the compost. Put those to one side. We've got the liquor there. Now, I don't want to get it on me. That's why we've got the rubber gloves. Because it does stink and you'll smell. You will not be a popular guy. But that's going to be decanted now into some milk bottles. So bear with us. I'll just go and get a couple. Alright, so we've got a couple of plastic milk cartons. See the flies all around that? You might not be able to see them, but there's lots of them coming on. All I'm going to do is get some into the jug and decant it into there. Now I usually have a funnel for this, but I have misplaced my funnel. Alright, and that's all we're going to be doing. Now, as I say, I'm going to fill those up and then I'll come back to you. I'm just going to be careful that I don't get any of that liquor on my hands. Now, nettle tea, or that particular style of nettle tea, the liquid feed, is a really good feed for the Brassica family of plants. Brassicas include broccoli, calabrese, your cauliflowers, cabbages, pak choi, that kind of thing. They're all in the brassica-y sort of mustardy family. So these are the nettle feed is the amendment that we're going to be adding to our brassica beds. So let's get back up there to my brother Bilo, and he'll talk you through it. Okay. Say hello from me to him. So yeah, as my brother's just said, we've opened up the netted brassica hoop tent, done a bit of weeding. There's no cabbage white butterflies around at the moment at this time of night. They tend to disappear around about 6ish. It's about 7:30 in the evening now, so I've opened it up. It's relatively safe to open up. I'm on site, so the pigeons are going to be kept at bay. So that's the time to do it, boys and girls. So I've weeded inside there, weeded the bed, done a thorough job of that. That's a potato plant, and I'm a bit of a softie when it comes to plants that are actually healthy. That's a pretty healthy potato plant, so I'm going to leave that in. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Right, off camera. That is a cabbage white. What was I saying? The cunning, deceitful beasts, cabbage white butterflies. And they're after these. The cabbages. Got 2 sets of brassicas in here. We've got the cabbages on this side, 11 of, and we've got 11 of the collies on that side as well. So they're going to be fed. It's had a weed, it's going to have a feed now. Okay, feeding time. So let's keep it simple. 10 litre watering can, 1 litre jug, and I think 3.6 or something litres in there, which is going to be used. 3.4. Right, so all that's going to be used, going to use a litre of that each. That will do 10 plants. I've got 22 plants. So, litre of that, keep it simple as we say, we'll pour that into there. There's a litre. Pour that litre into here. And that's going to be topped up then to the 10 litre mark with water from our water butts that are fed from the roof of the tiki hut, which is up there. Rainfall comes off down the pipe into the butts, which are parallel filled. So there's 400 litres of water there. I think there are 100 litres each. Anyway, that's the next step. Oh say, okay, oh say, can you see? Oh say, can you see? Liquid feed, organic liquid feed, nitrogen high content of the nettles. That's going to be not applied to the foliar, but applied to the basal of the plant, around the base of the plant. So there you go. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. This will soak into the earth, giving it a drink, but also giving it a feed. As I say, we're giving them about a litre apiece. Difficult. Everything's difficult to do one-handed, guys. I'm going to have to get some sort of headset to film this. Some kind of a headset. Although the camera work would still be rubbish because it's me that's doing it, innit, guys? But I'll try my best. Some of these little plants were attacked by bugs, and I was going to replace them, but I believe if a plant's alive, give it a chance. And we've got plenty of other healthy plants. These are all cauliflowers. Plenty of other healthy plants. So there's only really 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 that have been affected out of the 11. But I'm thinking they'll come back. I'm hoping they'll come back. They usually do. I look after them. I'm going to be feeding them like this probably every other day. And then that way it'll soak into the ground, keep maintaining that. We should have a big healthy crop of brassicas. I'm going to get rid of that manky leaf. When you're going around and you're doing your weeding and you're doing things like this, you want to be checking your plants And because I spotted that cabbage white as well, as I've been going around, I've been looking under the leaf. See these little white spots under the leaf? That is whitefly. Or it will be whitefly. Whitefly, not too bad of a pest as pests go. Certainly not anywhere near as bad as the cabbage white butterfly. But it's just something to look out for. When I'm looking underneath here for any eggs that have been laid, potentially, by the cabbage white. They're like a sort of yellow-coloured, little tiny yellow-coloured eggs. Anything like that I pick up, which I haven't picked up, I haven't seen any of those. But if I did see any of those, I'd be rubbing those off and squishing them. But I'm going to carry on doing that. I'm going to complete that bed with the liquor. The nettle plant food tea dilution, and that's the last task I'm going to be doing tonight. Now, as you long-term viewers will know, it's not often that I am quiet, but I am quiet in this next section when I'm showing you how the long hoop tent Brassica netted bed works. So crank up the volume if you haven't already, because it does get a bit quiet. This it's just to forewarn you. I don't want you missing anything. If you're going to give a thumbs down, you'll have no excuses. Right, catch you in a bit. Bye. Okay, folks, now if you're new to the channel, you might not have seen this Brassica bed, this netted Brassica hoop tent, and how it works. The way that this works is to close it off. It's attached by these zip ties. Now all I do is I draw them down, he says, pretending it's dead easy. It is actually dead easy, but some of them are a little bit tighter than others. So the net comes down in stages. Needs a couple of passes to get this done, but they do come down. Hope you can hear me all right, guys. Just pulling them down, a couple of passes. These come down first. And then the top ones. You just keep drawing them down until you've got them to the base, and I've got little nails in the timber at the bottom of the base which the net hooks onto. So okay, they're down. Carry on drawing them all the way down to the bottom. If you have seen this before, forgive me, but there's a lot of newbies to the channel. You probably haven't seen this, and I don't want to miss anybody out, you know, because I like this bed. It works. It's an effective bed for Brassica protection. 99% of the time it is anyway. Alright, then I go along then and hook it on to the hooks. Little nails. They're about every 12 inches, the nails.
So it probably takes about 2 minutes per side to do this, but it's well worth doing because it does keep the pigeons off and it keeps the cabbage white butterflies out, and therefore you retain and maintain a healthier crop. You're doing all you can, and you can't eliminate the risk of it, but you can minimise the risk of it by netting them like this, yeah? So I just adjust them as I go, make it look neat and tidy. Like that, okay. And that should keep them out.
All right. Now, as I've been going around and dropping the net down and affixing the net, you can see there actually what I was on about with the little nails. Yeah, just little nails sticking out about a centimetre, not even that really, and they hook on. The net hooks on and keeps it in place, keeps it nice and taut. But as I've been going around, I've noticed that there are a couple of holes, and that's how the butterfly got in. So I'm going to repair that using these small zip ties. I'm going to repair these, basically stitching them with the zip ties to make the apertures too small for the butterflies to get in. So I'll do that now. All right, just snip the tails off them. If I could find my scissors, I would have done that, but I couldn't find the scissors, so that's all I need to do. Like I say, he closes up the holes. There's another one there. I'll have to put one in there. But yeah, that's doing the job, isn't it? So it's a barrier, and prevention is better than cure, guys. So we don't like to use insecticides. Chemical insecticides, anyway, you know, the nasties. We don't like to use anything that's not kind of environmentally friendly and organic. So prevention's better than cure. That'll keep the pigeons out. It'll also keep, to a greater extent, the cabbage white butterflies. And what you're looking at there is scaffold debris netting or construction debris netting, and you can get 50 metres by 2 metres of it from Screwfix in the UK, and it'll cost you about £35, but that will do, well, it'll do one side of these double plots really. 50 metres of it, get quite a lot. You can get the 3 metre width ones as well. Now the 3 metre width ones are probably better, but they are more expensive. They're like £55 or something like that, which we have got some of that in the colour black. So when we do that one and we net that one up, which is coming shortly, in fact it should have been done already, that one, but it hasn't been. When we do that one, then I'm going to show you that the black version. That's better, it's more see-through. Mick's got some over there, but as I say, when I do it, and also you don't get the you don't have to join it like this. The 3 metres will cover that size of a hoop. Won't quite cover that one, don't think. But certainly this size, which stands at about 3 foot in the centre, it'll cover that. Right, okay. See you back at the ranch, guys.
All right, boys and girls. Good lad, that lad. Below. Not a bad brother. So yeah, if you liked what you saw there, please comment, like, subscribe. We'll be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on down at the plots. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do a catch-up, if possible, with Uncle Joe from Mexico, the wise old elf. Maybe do a little bit with Mick, and also do a plot tour, potentially. If not, I'll just be getting the weeding done and carrying on with that. Clearing out the polytunnels like I promised I was going to do, and also the 2 greenhouses that we've got, and just making everything spick and span. I want it to be presentable. In fact, it might be Monday before the plot tour, but we'll see how we get on really tomorrow. It's going to be about a half-hour episode tomorrow night, if that's not too much for you. As I say, we're hoping that we're keeping you entertained. We're hoping that you're still liking what we do, enjoying the growers' revolution, and we're getting stuck in again now to that. And I hope that you can join us on that journey and go through it with us. Yeah, spread the word, spread the love. Take care of yourselves and each other. I've been Guru Mafinda. Keep growing with your heads down, and we love you all. And remember, if you're a lady, you've been beautiful, fragrant. If you're a gentleman, oh, and fantastic. If you're a gentleman, you've been forthright, you've been virile, and you've been masculine. And if you've been something in between, then you've been something in between, and we don't hold anything against you. We love you all. Catch you later, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. God bless. Take care. And namaste.